Hey guys, Jfarr here. This video will cover each tool used for raiding, general raiding tips, every building tier and its respective raiding tools and costs, an overview of base designs to uncover loot rooms and raiding paths. Starting with the guns that are commonly used for raiding include the Yhello pistol and semi-automatic rifle. An in-depth look at each of these guns' statistics can be found within my pistol guide and rifle guide videos. The Yhello pistol using the handmade shells is a cheap and effective early game raiding tool, primarily used for taking down wooden doors. The semi-automatic rifle is commonly used with a silencer and explosive rounds to quietly take down sheet metal doors. With a group of friends you can take down a door in under 10 seconds, making it great for quickly getting into a base before being counter-raided. The bean can grenade is the cheapest explosive you can craft and is rarely used for directly raiding a base other than wooden doors, requiring a level 1 workbench to craft. The tech tree's total path cost is 640 scrap while costing 75 scrap to directly research it. They include a dud chance of 15% which will result in the explosive not detonating, requiring the raider to go back and pick it up to try again. The bean cans are primarily used within the crafting of a satchel charge which requires 4 bean can grenades. The bean can grenade can be found in elite tier crate, heavy scientist, sunken chest, normal crate and oil rig scientist. The flamethrower is a cheap tool used for raiding wooden bases, destroying traps and cooking players alive, requiring a level 2 workbench to craft. The tech tree's total path cost is 1100 scrap, while costing 125 scrap to directly research it. This tool takes low grade fuel as its ammunition and can quickly destroy wooden doors and structures. This tool is best used in bursts to save fuel as it will create a small fireball which will continue to burn that item. The flamethrower can be found in an elite tier crate, lock crate, heavy scientist, military crate and oil rig scientist. The grenade launcher is a multi-tool weapon which can be used for raiding, combat and creating cover. The grenade launcher cannot be crafted and is only found on a heavy scientist. The grenade can take 3 types of ammunition, the 40mm smoke grenade, 40mm HE grenade and 40mm shotgun round. The smoke grenade will create a large cloud of smoke to allow the user to advance or fall back from their position without being seen. The HE grenade is what will be used for raiding as it can quickly destroy metal structures such as the sheet metal door within 9 shots, but it cannot be crafted and must be found on heavy scientists. Finally, the 40mm shotgun round deals 270 damage up close to the chest with a rate of fire of 150 rounds per minute, which gives the grenade launcher with the shotgun rounds the greatest DPS of any weapon at 675. The shotgun rounds can be purchased at the bandit camp for 15 scrap. Make sure to stay close to your enemy as the shotgun rounds have the greatest aim cone at 17.25 degrees, meaning at a distance of 20 meters your shots will deviate by around 6 meters or a 2x2 wall. The satchel charge is a relatively cheap, effective and easy to obtain raiding device which you will be commonly hearing explode around the Rust Island, requiring a level 1 workbench and a bean can blueprint. The tech tree's total path cost is 765 scrap while costing 125 scrap to directly research it. Like the bean cans, the satchel charge has a dud chance of 20%, with a random explosion delay. Be careful around it as it can quickly take you off guard and kill you thanks to the random delay. Along with being crafted, a satchel can be found in a supply drop, sunken chest, crate and oil rig scientist. The timed explosive charge, or otherwise known as C4, is the hardest to build explosive, requiring a level 3 workbench and the explosives blueprint. The tech tree's total path cost is 1625 scrap, while costing 500 scrap to directly research it. The C4, even with its complex crafting recipe, is the cheapest way to raid higher tier bases in terms of sulfur use out of any other tool, but does also require tech trash and other components that make it more difficult overall. The C4 also deals the most damage to structures, meaning only a few are needed to be crafted in order to get through a wall or door. A C4 can be found within an APC crate, helicopter crate, lock crate, supply drop, elite tier crate and heavy scientist. Finally, the rocket launcher is considered by many as the best tool to use when raiding thanks to its large splash damage to other nearby structures and can be crafted at a level 2 workbench. The tech tree's total path cost is 2,300 scrap while costing 500 scrap to directly research it. For the default rocket, the tech tree's total path cost is 1,750 scrap while costing 125 scrap to directly research it. The launcher can take 3 types of rockets, which include the incendiary rocket, default rocket, and high velocity rocket. The incendiary and high velocity rocket can both be crafted at a level 2 workbench, and are primarily used to destroy traps during combat or fighting an NPC vehicle like the Bradley. They are ineffective when it comes to raiding when compared to the default rocket, which requires a level 3 workbench. A rocket launcher can be found in a lock crate, elite tier crate, military crate, oil rig scientist, and heavy scientist. Watch out for shotgun traps around corners and avoid the temptation of quickly rushing into a building after destroying a door. Observe the inside of the base from a distance and look at all corners of the room. If a trap is spotted, there is a chance to outrun it if it is in a poor position, however it might be best to drain it or destroy it before advancing. Look for power sources, as it might suggest there are auto turrets or other powered traps. This can be seen if there are wires on the walls, batteries lying around, and solar panels or windmills on the roof of the base. Plan ahead and destroy the power sources if possible, which will drain the batteries and disable the traps. Solar panels can be destroyed with a flamethrower costing around 165 low-grade fuel, while a windmill will be stronger and requires 4 satchel charges to take it down. Rockets and explosive rounds deal splash damage and can be used to destroy multiple walls and doors at once. All you have to do is aim at the crack between each of the walls or doors and continue to shoot at it. After each shot, check to see if all structures are being damaged and continue to fire. If done correctly, you can take down 4 walls at once. This can save you massively on resources and allows you to have access to multiple loot rooms at once. Be on high alert for counter raiding, as the majority of the time if people hear there is a raid, they will go for it. Possibly have one friend watching out for other people as you continue to plant the explosives. Target the tool cupboard so you can gain building privilege and place your own tool cupboard and door down to secure the loot and base, helping you avoid being counter raided. The tool cupboard is typically within the most protected part of the base, which is most of the time the center. However, people like to hide them in random walls and corridors, so keep an eye out for that. If you are raiding a base far away from your own, build a new smaller base close by with loot in it to quickly spawn back and re-gear if you die. This can also be used as a depot, allowing you to slowly take out loot from the raided base which you don't have tool cupboard access to and secure it within your own base. You can use a combination of rockets and explosive bullets to create an effective way of destroying a sheet metal door. First, shoot one rocket to deal with the majority of the damage, then use the remaining explosive bullets to destroy the door. When inside of a base, look for the soft side of walls to backwards pick into loot rooms. With a wall's backside, a jackhammer or pickaxe can easily be used to destroy it. Through my many hours of playing Rust, there has been numerous times where people have incorrectly placed down a wall inside their base, giving you access to loot rooms or vantage points. The final tip is install a level 1 workbench inside your pre-built raid base to refill jackhammers, which can be used throughout the raid to destroy soft side walls. With enough people and time, you can actually get through a hard side wall with around 5 to 6 jackhammers in total when refilling them. With around 3 people jackhammering a stone wall's hard side, it can be expected to take around 9 minutes to completely destroy it. Although it will most likely take a bit longer if you have to travel to refill the jackhammers. I will first cover the building tier structures, including the foundations, walls, ceilings, and their respective cost to raid. After that, we will look at the entry points such as doors and hatches and their respective cost to raid. The entry points should be your primary focus, as they will be much cheaper and quicker compared to the building structures. Starting off for the building structures, the best raiding tools for the wooden building structures include the flamethrower and salvage sword with no explosives required. The flamethrower should only be used if you have access to the hard side, costing around 206 low grade fuel. The sword will be used if you have access to the soft side, as you will only need one sword costing 15 metal fragments and 1 blade. The best raiding tools for the stone building structure include the timed explosive charge, explosive 5.56 rifle ammo, satchel charges, rockets and jackhammers. You would need 2 C4, 185 explosive rounds, 10 satchels, 4 rockets or 1 jackhammer when being refilled to the soft side of the wall to completely destroy a stone structure. The cheapest tool and solver to raid a stone base is the timed explosive charge or C4. However, it is most likely you'll be using satchel charges or explosive rounds earlier within the game. The best raiding tools for the metal building structures include the timed explosive charge, explosive rifle ammo, rockets and jackhammer. You will need 4 C4, 400 explosive rounds, 8 rockets or 3 jackhammers when being refilled to the soft side of a wall to completely destroy a metal structure. The jackhammering will be harder with the metal tier but is expected to take around 13 minutes solo or 4 minutes with 3 others. The cheapest tool and solver to raid a metal base is the C4, so only use rockets if you plan on destroying multiple walls or floors. The best raiding tools for the armored building structures include the timed explosive charge, rockets and jackhammer. You will need 8 C4, 15 rockets or 5 jackhammers when being refilled to the soft side of the wall to completely destroy an armored structure. The jackhammering will be long and tiring but is expected to take around 27 minutes solo or 9 minutes with 3 others, overall saving you 8 C4. The cheapest tool and solver to raid an armored base is the C4 by around 4000 sulfur, so only use rockets if you plan on destroying multiple walls or floors. The wooden door is the easiest entry point to raid, with the best tools to use including the flamethrower, Eoka pistol, swords and bean can grenades. You will need 83 low grade fuel, 45 handmade shells, 9 swords or 6 bean can grenades to completely destroy a wooden door. The cheapest tool to raid a wooden base is the salvage sword, costing 135 metal fragments and 9 blades in total. However, with the sword it can take up to 5 minutes to destroy the door, so I would recommend acquiring the flamethrower for its speed and silence. The best raiding tools for the sheet metal door include the explosive ammo, satchel charges and a mixture between a rocket and explosive ammo. You will need 63 explosive rounds, 4 satchels or 1 rocket and 8 explosive rounds to completely destroy a sheet metal door. The cheapest tool and solver to raid a sheet metal door is the explosive rounds by around 225 sulfur, when compared to the second best, the 1 rocket and 8 explosive round mixture. The best raiding tools for the garage door include the explosive ammo, rockets and satchel charges. You will need around 150 explosive rounds, 3 rockets or 9 satchels to completely destroy a garage door. The cheapest tool and solver to raid the door is the explosive rounds by around 450 sulfur, when compared to the second best, the rocket. Rockets can be used to destroy multiple garage doors, saving resources and giving you access to multiple loot rooms at the same time. The armored door is the strongest door to protect your loot. The best raiding tools for this door includes the timed explosive charge, explosive ammo and rockets. You will need 2 C4, 200 explosive rounds or 4 rockets to completely destroy an armored door. The cheapest tool and solver to raid the door is the C4 by around 600 sulfur, when compared to the second best, the explosive rounds. Rockets can be used to destroy multiple double armored doors when placed next to each other, saving you resources and giving you access to multiple loot rooms at the same time. The ladder hatch is the same protection as the sheet metal door and is the primary entry point you will be looking to find when moving up or down throughout a raid base. You will need 63 explosive rounds, 4 satchels or 1 rocket and 8 explosive rounds to completely destroy a ladder hatch. The cheapest tool and solver to raid a ladder hatch is the explosive rounds by around 225 sulfur, when compared to the second best, the 1 rocket and 8 explosive round mixture. We will now look at the 3 common base designs within a Rust. There are many more base designs which are used and it will be impossible to cover them all, so study the raid for yourself and use a tool to map out the base to find the optimal and safest path into the loot. The square base is a common early wipe design to give you the necessary space to place chests and workbenches with limited security. Typically there will be a triangle foundation sticking out from the front door, implying there is an airlock placed down. However, with smaller square bases, at all times the loot room is 1 wall away or ceiling away from being accessed. Yet it is still typically cheaper to go through the doors unless you have information about additional doors inside to split up the loot. If you have enough resources, I would recommend going through the roof as it makes it harder for counter raiders to get in, and if you pick the right square you will drop straight down onto the loot, avoiding any potential traps. The circle base can incorporate many different loot room designs, but it typically boils down to loot being hidden within the 6 squares located in the second ring, which is typically protected by honeycombed third ring. One of the 6 squares will be empty, allowing the user to climb up the stairs or access the center of the house. When raiding this type of base, target the center ring as it will then grant you access to each door or wall facing the 6 squares where the loot is most likely hidden. You can then proceed to jackhammer or rocket these walls or doors to take down multiple at once. Finally, there is bunker base designs which cause the raiders a real pain since they remove the possibility of going through the cheaper and easier to destroy doors. Once the homeowner is ready to log off or bunker up, they place down a roof or ceiling which is being supported by a wall. The homeowners can then break this wall which will destroy the roof or ceiling as the stability no longer supports it. As a raider, your only choice is to bite the bullet and go straight through the walls or ceilings of the base. If you do planning on raiding a bunker base, bring a lot more rockets or C4 as it will take a long time to get through. If you manage to reach the tool cupboard before the loot rooms, border yourself up and remove all wood within it. Typically, the wall which is keeping the bunker roof or ceiling is made of wood, allowing the homeowners to easily break it. By removing the wood, it will start to decay for that support, which might take a few hours but gives you another access point into the base by destroying the bunker structure. Otherwise, avoid raiding a bunker base when the homeowner is offline. There are 3 primary factors that are involved with raiding, which include cost, speed and safety. The cost includes the raw materials required to get to the tool cupboard or loot. Some explosives and tools are more efficient than others, but that alone should not be your deciding factor. Speed is essential, otherwise you will end up raiding a base for someone else to counter raid and get for free. Your primary goal should be to reach the tool cupboard and secure the base in the fastest possible way, while keeping the cost at a minimum. Finally, the safety is important as it determines the path you will take throughout the base to avoid traps. This can also affect the cost and speed depending on how dangerous the traps are and how much effort is required to destroy them. However, the cost and speed takes precedence over the safety as you can quickly destroy the traps or drain them if prepared. Thanks guys for watching and I hope to see you in the next video.